Welcome to Jackson the Pod. I'm Jack John.
I'm Jack Velasquez, and this is week 14, the week we've all been waiting for, just Jack and I.
Yeah,
But this is the
it's a
week we're waiting
personal
for.
personal success for us.
Yeah, we are going to Vegas this weekend. We're going on our annual trip to watch the conference championships in college football.
And then catch some NFL games along the way and hope, we set ourselves up for a return trip the following week to collect some
Yeah,
rewards.
yeah, seriously. And we've actually been doing pretty well here the
Only one
last
of us
two
is.
weeks. Yeah, yeah. I was just,
I know you're trying to be nice,
this
but
is
come on, enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that you're running this.
We're a team. We're a team. I'm here to help you out just as much as you're here to help me out. Which you help me out every week when you pick against my
I know
picks.
that's what I'm saying. You're just,
Yeah.
you're just saying you're just trying to go for the jack off. That's really what you're here for.
Yeah.
It's that
And
streak.
yeah, so last week we both went 4-1. Jack's only loss was to me
On the jack off, of course.
on the jack off, which was the Eagles versus Ravens. And then the week prior to that, I went 3-1-1. And I think you went 1-4. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it evened out.
So yeah, so I don't even know that we don't know. I don't think we know off the top of our head, like season standings. But I think I've pulled away from you
Yeah,
here.
you're up by two. I
Two
checked.
and a half. I think I'm 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah,
Sorry,
2.5.
2.5 points.
Yeah, I
So
didn't check, but 2.5. Just get
I didn't check. I didn't
point
check, but
five
the
for me.
math was 2.5. But okay, so then that means we got week 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 left. So we got 5 weeks left picks. And hopefully we can make some headway so that we can win just, a dollar or two here. But we usually do pretty well in Vegas. I don't think we've ever lost too much money on sports gambling. Other gambling,
Yeah,
yes.
other gambling, they take all the money.
Yeah. But
Other
sports,
things, other gambling takes all the money.
yeah. But our sports gambling, we just cover our trip with our sports gambling. It just ends up being like a zero. At
Is it?
least for me. Jack John covers most of my expenses, but it's usually zero for me. All right, so we will get into our picks for NFL, and then at the end, we're going to do some of our conference championships that we kind of like in college football. All
Okay,
right,
so
so
you want to go
since I,
first, or I can go
yeah,
first?
I usually like going off of you just because then I get to get like a jack off pick, but I'll let you go first, and I feel like it usually ends up going well for both of us when you go first. I've got four picks. I'm gonna just pick my fifth one off the top of my head here. So go ahead.
All right, I got five. I may switch the last two along the way. I'm just one of those weeks. So, but I feel confident about this first one. I love
Okay.
this first one kind of, and that I love it so much it scares me a little bit. Um, I love the Vikings giving 5.5 to the Falcons. I love Kirk Cousins coming back in a whole. I mean, God, everyone's been talking all week about how it looks like he's injured and they're not going to announce he's injured. I hope he's injured because he had some awful interceptions last week. Awful.
Yeah, yeah. It worked out in our favor. 'Cause we last week we had the Chargers against the Falcons, and he just kept throwing the ball to the Chargers. I don't know if he knew that he was still on the Falcons. Maybe he was getting ready for next season to be backup to Justin Herbert. But yeah, it was pretty remarkable. Remarkable. I'm gonna be honest. That was my pick that I was on the fence with was like Vikings minus 5.5. It's so high, and like I just get afraid that like the reason why I'm like on the fence about it is because it's a revenge game, and like you never know about revenge games. Like the team ends up playing better for that player, and since it's Kirk Cousins, like you don't know. Um,
I mean, no,
but
I can already
yeah,
see Kirk Cousins in the hallway going, "Do you like that? Do you like that?"
yeah,
This is his type of game.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I just think the Falcons are just falling apart. The
Yeah,
Buccaneers are going to win it. I even though they've lost to the Falcons twice, I just feel like the Falcons are fumbling this away, and this is just going to be a further continuation of that.
yeah. All right. Well, I might circle back and join you on that Vikings boat wagon. But I'm gonna
Bandwagon.
start off. I'm going to start off with my first pick, the one that I immediately just saw the line, and I was like, "Oh, this is cake." Um, I'm going to go Dolphins at home against the Jets. The Dolphins have been playing really well. I know they lost on Thanksgiving. They don't play well in cold conditions, Thankfully, they're not in cold conditions. They're in Miami, Florida this week, and it's going to be much warmer than it is in New York or in Chicago. So I think they'll be fine. I think they're going to play well. They've been off for 10 days, so kind of like an extended rest. Aaron Rodgers sucks. He's terrible. They're just an awful team. And I think the offense of the Miami Dolphins is way better than any unit on the Jets. So -6, I feel like is just like easy money. They easily win by a touchdown.
I will say to give you a little confidence in your pick, the one of the picks I switched out of was I was thinking about picking the Jets just
There it is.
and I
There it
switched
is.
out of it just because the Jets are so awful. I just couldn't justify it, even though I feel like they may have one last breath in a division game. And those division games, I don't like picking them if there's, or at least picking the team that has giving away so many points in the division game. But this one, I feel like the Jets are just gonna lay down and die.
Yeah, it reminds me of like I think like when the Jets or sorry when the Dolphins were at home and they played against the Patriots, they were only a 4.5 point favorite, and I picked the Patriots. I thought the Patriots could win, and then the Dolphins just destroyed the Patriots. And I feel like the Patriots and the Jets are the same.
Yeah,
So like just an extra point, I think I feel comfortable.
I think the Dolphins' offense is coming on a little bit.
Yeah,
If you look at the last time they played each other, Dolphins blow out the Jets. So
right. In New
I don't know where this is going. The Dolphins are at least playing like to keep themselves going for next year. Jets are just like rudderless.
Yeah, well, I think the Dolphins can make the playoffs, right? Like if they win out,
I mean,
I
like
think
I'm sure like in some like but they're in like the weird scenario where it's like they still have like a 5% chance.
yeah. So they got to win the game. Hopefully, they do win the game and they win it by more than 6. All right, what is your next pick?
Okay. Um this one I feel good about. Even though it's risky as hell as always. Uh I'm picking the Bears getting 4 against the 49ers. Um Bears been playing pretty well, and they just fired the worst part of their team. And now they're going to go against the 49ers, and they're getting points.
Yeah,
And 49ers, I love them, but Christian McCaffrey's not playing, and Kyle Shanahan is awful without Christian McCaffrey. So, Bears getting the point.
yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, that was my second pick. Immediately I saw the 4 and I felt really good about that. So the Bears are again, they haven't played since Thursday, so they have an extra 3 days off. They're going to San Francisco, decent enough weather. They just fired the awful coach. And there's always the like fired coach bump where like the team is like riled up. And like you mentioned, McCaffrey's out, Jordan Mason's out, so like the backup running back's out too. Um, yeah, I just feel like the Bears just have to show up. They have to win this game. So I'll at least cover and cover by 4, and we'll be happy.
I hope so. And I mean, the Bears, even though they've lost like the past couple of games, they keep covering.
Yeah.
They just kept losing in horrible fashion, and that wasn't really their fault. It was the guy who's no longer there's fault.
Yeah, and all their losses were against really good teams, much better teams than the Niners, and they lost by like a field goal. So they lost a field goal to the Lions, they lost a field goal to the Vikings, they lost a field goal or less to the Packers. So like those teams are way better than the Niners. So I think that's a fair line at 4. Okay, so since we agreed on that one for our second pick, I will go next. I'm gonna stay in the state of California. I'm gonna look at the Bills versus the Rams. The Bills are on the road and they are 4.5 point favorite against the Rams. I don't like the Rams. I watched them. I bet on them last week, and they came through at the end against a terrible Saints team. Kind of squeaked that one out. This Bills team's a juggernaut. Josh Allen's on fire. They're going to be playing indoors. I know they're traveling all the way from New York to LA. Kind of iffy. That 4.5 feels like just a little bit out of there. But I just feel like the Bills are on fire, and they got to keep winning to stay in close range to the Chiefs to get that number 1 seed. And I just think the Bills are just a chain like a buzzsaw right now, and they're just gonna just tear up Matt Stafford and tear up the defense of the Rams.
I feel the same way. This is one of the ones I switched into. I'm a little nervous just because the points are very high, and Sean McVay is pretty good in December, but this isn't his typical December team.
Yeah.
I also, I'm always a little nervous. Josh Allen coming off of close back-to-back games. He sometimes gets a little hot himself, starts feeling himself a little bit too much, and starts
Yeah.
throwing those picks in the red zone. So I hope that's the only way I can see them losing is Josh Allen just starts throws two picks, um, and throws one of them in the red zone. So I'm also with you on the Bills. I'm just hoping MVP Josh Allen comes and not bag check Josh Allen.
Right. I agree. Damn. Okay. Uh, back to back unison picks. That didn't go too well for us the last time. I think we both ended up like 1-4, right? When we were in
I thought we
unison
did pretty
picks.
well that last time. There was one
Uh,
where we all aligned and we did very well on that.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully the trend continues because I'm pretty sure we're aligned on my next pick. Again, not leaving the state of California. I left the state of California, but my bets are not going to leave the state of California. I'm going to take the Chargers on the road against Patrick Mahomes. I'm taking the Chargers +4. I just feel like the Chiefs keep getting lucky each game. They got lucky against the Raiders. They got lucky against the Panthers. Against two pretty bottom feeder teams. And I feel like the Chargers need to beat this team, or at least be respectable. Last time they met up, the Chargers had a 10-point lead, and I think Justin Herbert got hurt though in that game, and so they kind of like lost the lead and lost to the lost to the Chiefs. But this time, I think the Chargers, put up a good fight, good enough to keep it in by 4. I'm going to take the Chargers +4.
Okay, so this is one I flipped on. It's a jack off. Uh,
Yeah, let's go.
I went with the Chiefs just because last week, I feel like the Chargers are a little beat up in the running back room.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey's possibly out if he's going to
Oh
be
man.
returning. So I don't know if if the Chargers going to be able to take advantage of the Chiefs, deep. Also, Isaiah Pacheco's starting to get going again. In the the Chiefs are playing at home, and it's not like one of these big long spreads that they have. It's a pretty close spread with the Chiefs at home playing a division foe. Um, I think the Chargers are going to give them a game, but I think they're just not ready yet to beat the Chiefs next year.
Wow. Wow. Well, to be honest, like if Lad McConkey's out, yeah, I'm not. So, like that's just he is their offense. I've watched them the last 2 weeks. Like he is their offense. So if he's out, I can't take this pick.
So yeah, that's why I switched today. I was all in the Chargers with you. Like I was like, oh my God, Mahomes gonna win this game. And then McConkey is like, I was listening all day. I'm not sure if he's out. He's a limited participant, but he's definitely injured. Um,
He has a shoulder problem. I've seen that like on the field. Every time he gets tackled, he looks uncomfortable, and he gets tackled a lot because he catches the ball every time it's thrown to him. He's their offense.
so yeah, so I'm taking the Chiefs. And I'm just, if Vlad plays, he plays, and I still think, the Chiefs win it.
All
And
right. Well, shit.
I
So
mean, I don't know. It's a jack off, so this is
there's
hot.
this is stuck. This is stuck in stone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, you can switch it if you want.
this is essentially your money on the line, Jack. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So, what's your final pick? I'm going to give you your final pick so that I can make my final pick.
Okay. This is another one that oh no, this is one I had earlier. I did not switch in this one. The Bills and the Chiefs are the two I switched into. Um, this one is just me. I've been seeing a lot of teams cover a huge spread, and I'm like, I want to get on that. And there's a team I feel like is coming on a little bit right now, going against a team that just came off a big win. I'm going with the Panthers getting 12 and a half against the Eagles.
Oh man.
I feel like people are sleeping on the Panthers a little bit. Yeah, they were awful, but they kind of put something together. And the Eagles, even though they're so dominant, I don't know, there's still something about them that I feel is gimmicky, and I feel like they could easily fall off or fall apart. And this is definitely a week where like they lose, Commanders get back in it. And then the whole Philadelphia is like, "What's wrong with the Eagles? Are we even going to win a game?"
I all that reasoning makes sense, especially the last part. I think you're right. It is a big number. I just feel like the Eagles defense is really good and like no one's really paid attention to that.
Yeah.
And like Bryce Young isn't, I still don't think that great. So you never know with that. I am still torn on my last pick, but I think I'm just gonna ride with you on the Vikings and go like why don't we just we always send bad boys memes together and why not have three picks together so I'll do the Vikings minus 5.5 that way we have Bills, Bears, Vikings.
I mean, you're
uh,
going with a team that's great against the spread. They were to start the season, they were undefeated against the spread. They lost a couple, but they're a great against the spread team, and their defense is awesome. So they're
yeah,
going to hit Cousins. So if
that's
he's
true.
weird, he's going to get hit again.
Yeah,
And they're going to put out Michael Penix. Like, I like him a lot, but yeah, give me the rookie late in
yeah,
this season.
I agree. Yeah. Okay. Well, those are our five picks. Summarize, I got Dolphins -6, Chargers +4. And then Jack, what were the two that you have? You have Panthers,
Panthers and Chiefs.
Panthers, and what else? What was your
Oh, the Chiefs.
no. Oh yeah. Yeah. Panthers and Chiefs. Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry. And then we aligned on Bills, Bears, Vikings. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. So that concludes our week 14 picks. Now we're going to transition to college football championship preview. Preview bets brought to you by Two Jackson a Pod. Two Jackson Pod. Check in every Thursday day. Comes about that. All right. So
That's an ad read if any
that's an
sponsors want
ad.
to take it right there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to have Jack Velasquez read out your ad. There
I
you
just
go.
want
That was the sample
I'm
right there.
I'm pretty good at live reads, so if anybody wants to do it, please sponsor us. All right, so Jack, I will hand the floor to you. You are the college football guru, and I will most of the time I just kind of follow your lead. You always got a good read on the championships.
All right, so I'm just going to go down and give like a quick little thing for each one. Um, you can get in here if you if you feel any other way. I already so Boise State UNLV Mountain West Championship UNLV. I
Wow.
feel like
Okay.
Boise State's. I mean, Gentry's the running back. I think that's his name, right? The guy who's going
Yeah.
for Heisman.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a running back. He's wearing down.
You think
UNLV.
you think he is?
I think he's wearing down a little bit. I think UNLV is coming in hot. I like them getting the points. Right now, they're getting five, or getting four. Kind of like that. And also, who's Boise State played in a while? I mean, they've played Oregon to begin with, but that was in the beginning of the year. So let's
Yeah.
let's, let's see a close Mountain West championship. Um,
Okay.
Tulane Army American Athletic
Wait, hold
Championship.
on. Let's wait. Let's go back to UNLV. I just want to make sure that you
Yeah.
do know that the game is in Boise, Idaho,
Yes.
outdoors,
Yes.
home field advantage,
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
pretty cold in Nevada. It's gonna be pretty cold in Vegas. Always
I,
is.
I think it's much colder in Idaho than it is in Vegas when we
Oh no, it
go.
snows and cold as can be, but that
Yeah.
desert gets cold too.
All right. All right. Next one. What were you gonna say?
All right.
Tulane what?
Tulane Army.
Yeah.
I got Tulane getting the points, and
Always.
honestly, I'd probably take Tulane money line.
Well, good because they're favored.
Hell yeah. Oh no, sorry, I read that line wrong. Tulane's giving the five.
Okay.
I'll give the five any day. Uh,
Okay.
Army is the triple option. Tulane's already played the triple option this year against Navy. They always play it well. And
Yeah.
what's a good read about being good against the triple option is playing it before. And
Right.
Tulane's now played it multiple times, and they always play it well.
There
Plus,
you go.
Jack and I always love riding the green wave in Vegas.
We love Tulane. That was that one year where we just like Tulane. They were underdogs. I was like, why not? And it was like a shootout. We picked them last year too, and they like somehow, I think, or maybe they lost last year. I don't know, but we do love Tulane.
I love Tulane.
Yeah.
So yeah, so go green wave.
Okay.
Big 12 championship. We should be in the casino for this one. We should be in the Westgate,
Yes.
sitting there,
Yeah.
court
Right there.
right there,
Right
in
there
the
with a Budweiser and a Bud Light.
right there.
The most
Well,
confusing order. The most confusing order to a waitress. Yeah, I'll take a Bud Light and a Bud. Wait, what? Yeah.
don't you
So
want both? No, no. They're different.
one of each. All right, let's go.
So yeah, handful of drink tickets. I'm taking Iowa State over Arizona State.
Wow,
Um, this one is
iffy.
so a lot of people have been like, what if all these outsiders win these championships, come in these leagues and
Yeah.
win these championships? I feel like a lot of people want that to happen. I feel like a lot of these leagues are going to shut them down. I feel like it's going to happen a couple times, but I feel like there's a couple that are going to shut them down, and one of them is Iowa State going against Arizona State, who's had a nice run. But I think the Iowa State defense is better. And so I'm going to take Iowa State getting the two, probably Iowa State money line just because it's so close. Um, good run for Arizona State. Iowa State, let's get it. Go
But
Cyclones.
if Iowa State wins, though, they're automatically in, right?
Yep.
So that's chaos.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is root for the chaos a little bit on some of
I just
these.
want to say you've been rooting for chaos.
Yeah, and
Damn.
it's worked out a little bit.
No way.
It's worked out a little bit.
I have receipts. It hasn't worked out. All right, let's go. I have a coworker that went to Iowa State, and he said he wouldn't touch Iowa State in this game. Yeah, he's avid. I mean, this guy like loves Iowa State, watches Iowa State basketball, was all into them when they were undefeated, and then like he was like, no, it all fell apart. So keep that
I
in
will
mind.
say I always do off with the Big 12 championship, and then come around. I remember I took TCU one year, and I was like, man, this team's gonna make
Yeah,
the playoff.
Baylor ended up
Lost to
winning that
Baylor.
game. Yeah,
Yeah, so I will say I always get a little hot, lose the first one, but that's the sacrifice of the god of luck right there.
yeah.
Next one is the SEC championship. I'm a
Let's
little
go.
iffy about this one.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I want to take Georgia,
Uh-huh.
but I hate Carson Beck. Just
Right.
hate his guts.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Texas is, I don't know. They're pretty good. I just think yours is a little off. Texas is a little off. I feel like Georgia should win, but Georgia's defense is a little off. This one's weird. I'll probably pick someone there, but right now I'm just like over the total.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I was gonna say team over.
Yeah,
My bet. Georgia team over 23 and a half.
love
Uh,
that.
24 easy. Defense a touchdown. And I think Beck can score a couple. I mean, they beat them last time, right?
Yeah.
They destroyed Texas. So it could be the same. I don't really know. Like sometimes I don't really think there's like a strategic advantage in these games. Um, Kirby Smart does have a bad record in these games. So
But that's against Alabama, and this is
yeah,
Steve Sarkisian. So, and if anything, I'd give Kirby Smart the
and
advantage. It's like
and
he's
they've always scored a bunch of points. Like they would score a bunch of points against a good Nick Saban defense. So like
a lot of garbage points, though. A lot of garbage points.
that's all we need. That's all
That's
you need is
all.
garbage points and an over and a team over. So yeah, I'm with you too. I was gonna do team over in Georgia. That was my bet.
Okay. Next one. This one I'm sure on. This one's Oregon. Penn
Oregon.
State
Okay.
sucks. Not only that, but James Franklin in a big game. No, get out of here. It's Oregon all the way. Oregon giving 3.5. Oregon may even take like an alt. Oregon giving 10. I think Penn State gets rolled. Um, Best player Penn State's got is like this tight end. He's Oregon
That's
plays
not good.
tight ends really well.
Yeah.
Oregon's just really good. I think this is one where Oregon's like, hey, how everyone's been saying like, maybe there should be another one. It's like, no, we've been number one. We're number one. We're gonna win this.
Yeah. They're gonna stake their flag in that ground. I'm with you. I am with you on Oregon minus 3.5. It's minus 3.5 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
And the final game of the weekend.
Clemson, SMU. This one, if a different team was in this, I would have picked differently, but they're not. Miami's not in this. It's
Yeah.
SMU, and they think they're going to win the ACC. Well, and although I do think it's funny that Florida State filed a lawsuit saying they're afraid of SMU diluting the conference, and they're at the bottom of the conference. SMU's in the championship game. I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious. But I think the joke ends here. Dabo Sweeney lays a smackdown and says, this is the ACC. We're not going to lose it to some new name, new school. It's
Yeah.
Clemson wins.
I agree. SMU hasn't played anybody tough as well. They didn't play Miami. They didn't play any of those hard teams, right? So
Nobody. And then Clemson did just play South Carolina very close, and even though they lost, they still were in that game. And some people, a lot of people are saying South Carolina should have been in the college playoff championship. But
hey, you never know, man. Like there might be chaos in this last day where they sneak in. They're like, we're not going to give it to Iowa State. We can't give it to UNLV. We can't do Clemson. Like you can't have all those teams make it in and South Carolina stay out. So
I mean, it would be ridiculous if Clemson makes it in and South Carolina doesn't. But I don't know. College playoff committee loves Alabama.
yeah. Well, I'm with you on Clemson. I like them plus 108 money line. I like them plus 2.5 points. Underdogs. I might take them both and see what happens. So yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I am not going to touch Iowa State, Arizona. I'm going to do the team over on Georgia, Clemson with you, and Oregon with you.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a fun week, fun weekend.
Ah, there it goes. That concludes week 14. We are going to Vegas. This is the best time of the year. And we will be back next Thursday to recap all of our winnings and losses. So thank you.
Have a good weekend, everyone. And if you're in the Westgate Casino, come look us up.
Yeah. All right. See ya.